Welcome to SA Today for March 19th. I'm Leslie King in for Chris Luther. Tonight, SA President Ali Curtis will give out her weekly address to the student body. Also, we have details of the Chancellor Search Information Session held for students, as well as details of the Student Association meeting. Finally, we will have our roundtable with SA parliamentarian Ben Jones. But we begin with campus headlines. Some lucky SU fraternity brothers have been given $1 million. Dick Clark's estate has donated the money to his fraternity Delta Kappa Epsilon. The money, however, will not be going to the next event, but to need-based scholarships to members who hold leadership positions in the fraternity. Clark was a president of Delta Kappa Epsilon his senior year at SU. At 7:30 tonight, Jukebox Ghost will perform in the Shine Underground. The indie band is made up of 3 musicians who have made 3 albums since they got together. They have made appearances at Lollapalooza and on The Late Show with David Letterman. The trio has played over 200 shows since the release of their first album in 2010. And now joining us is Student Association President Ali Curtis with her weekly campus address. Ali, good evening.
Good evening, Leslie. It's great to be here tonight, as always. We had a very exciting week here in SA. I know everyone's coming back from spring break, but we had a great turnout at our meeting last night, and that's because we had the Chancellor Search Committee meeting at our SA meeting, and it was a really great experience for our representatives to voice their opinions, as well as allow students, both graduate and undergraduate, to come out and talk about qualities that they think are important for our next chancellor, things like academic advising, emphasis on rankings, and just helping out the community as a whole were things that were brought up quite frequently. We have a lot of other exciting meetings coming up to involve students more with what SA does, like Shine Reconstruction, and there are a few other events coming up soon that we really want students to come to our meetings for, so this was just the start of many exciting things we're doing. This past week was great, however. I actually went down to New York City for the Board of Trustees meeting. It was an exciting time to be in New York City, especially with Syracuse finally beating Georgetown in basketball, so I think we're all pretty happy with that. But a lot of great things were discussed there, including furthering the campus discussion about diversity and segregation. So I was able to take some of what was presented at the Healing the Scars panel and present that to the Board of Trustees, and there's going to be a lot more discussion and action based on that in the future. So, and it's a very exciting time to be here as a student and both a leader on campus, and I know SA has many more things coming up, and we continue to have students encouraged to attend our events and hope that they will do so and get their voices heard.
Ali, thank you very much. And coming up, students are involved in the search of Syracuse University's next chancellor. Also, there are details about the Student Association meeting last night. Stay with us. You're watching SA Today.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at ActionHeroAlliance.com.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
I need someone to do my hair. Back when I could still say my husband's name. Back when I could have called 911 but didn't. Back when I first felt the warning signs of a stroke but did nothing. I wish I could go back, but I can't.
With a stroke, time lost is brain lost. At the first warning signs, take action immediately.
Welcome back. At last night's SA meeting, students from all over campus came to participate in the Chancellor's Search Information Session and discussion. The discussion was led by Judge Joanna F. Alper, leader of the Spencer Stewart Academic Practice Michelle Hartel, and Spencer Stewart Education nonprofit and government consultant Chuck Jordan. The board is hoping to conduct interviews late this summer and have a candidate by November or December of 2013. During the discussion, students shared their concerns about preserving Chancellor Cantor's vision of scholarship in action. Students also discussed characteristics that make SU a unique campus and challenges facing the university, specifically focusing on academic advising. Graduate student Ryan Martin talks about what he would like to see in a new chancellor.
Well, one thing I'm looking for is a chancellor that kind of continues some of the popular initiatives that have been going on campus, such as Say Yes to Education and Scholarship in Action.
During the SA meeting, Assembly members touched on ways they can better meet student needs. They plan to put a suggestion box in Shine to gather information on what students want. Another topic discussed during the meeting was about the Undergraduates for a Better Education, a group focused on bettering the academic advising of university students. Their presentation touched on some of the points brought up during the discussion about a new chancellor. Emily Ballard spoke about what she hopes the organization will accomplish.
Right now, the university administration has nothing put in place to assess how the entire undergraduate student body feels about certain important issues on campus. I think that's a reason it needs to be reviewed.
The meeting wrapped up with the Finance Board presenting adjustments and to their points and tier system, which student organizations must use to receive financial support from SA. This caused some controversy within the association, but it was discussed and finished. Still ahead, we have our Student Association Roundtable with parliamentarian Ben Jones to discuss the controversial system and more. Don't go away.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Like this top. So gay.
You know, you really shouldn't say that. What if every time something was bad, everybody said, "Oh, that's so girl wearing a skirt as a top"?
Oh, you are.
When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
G-morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did? Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Back and joining us for our roundtable today is Student Association parliamentarian Ben Jones. Ben, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So how is your spring break going? Any plans, anything good?
I actually stayed here over the break, but it was really relaxing, and that's all I really need.
Okay, work on some essay stuff maybe, getting stuff ready. I know you've got this huge bill that's going to be voted on next week, which we'll talk about during this conversation. But first, last night, there was the points and tier system that the Finance Board talked about for students who really want to get funding from the Student Association. Can you kind of explain exactly what that is and why it is so important?
Okay, so the tier system is set up so each RSO that wants funding from SA is on a tier, and that tier dictates how much money they can get per each budget request. And what this system passed at yesterday's assembly meeting was a way to move up in a tier. So if you're an organization that has demonstrated what the Finance Board likes to call programming capital over the course of several semesters, you can now apply to move up in a tier and get more funding.
Okay, but the system was already in place. It was just being revised,
That's
correct?
Right.
So that organizations better understand how they can move up and get funding.
Absolutely. The previous system was not very defined. It was largely a decision of the comptroller. And what this allows is for a more educated, more thorough, and accountable process to move up in tier.
Excellent. Now, the conversation about this tier system, it did spark a little bit of healthy debate between the Assembly. As a parliamentarian, did this all follow the parliamentary procedures? Everything that happened since this bill did, this did get passed, everything is well within the Student Association?
Absolutely, absolutely. I, for one, love to see the Assembly debate because that's really what we're for. We're a decision-making body, and it's good for people to bring up concerns that they have. There was no concern of any procedural problem. Some members brought up concerns about the Assembly voting without knowing the exact number of points that the Finance Board would assign to go up in tier. And the comptroller withheld that because though we are on SA, we are also each members of other RSOs, and it was felt to be unfair for us to be privy to these numbers when other organizations aren't. So it was actually a very ethical decision.
Absolutely, absolutely. So no organization gets a leg up.
Absolutely.
I also want to touch on your Omnibus Demerit Reform Act that is going to be voted on next week. We brought this up briefly before we went on spring break. Can you just kind of explain what that is?
Sure. It's a reform to the way Student Association punishes its members, to put it simply. Our Code of Statutes was written in 1998, and it needs a little updating. So what I'm trying to do with this bill is two things. One, to bring our codes in line with the way we have been functioning, and two, to increase accountability in the system. So some of the things that my bill does, for example, right now, the demerits only happen for missed meetings. If you don't show up, you get punished. That remains in place. However, each Assembly member is also a member of a committee that handles certain work. And if you miss those committee meetings, you get demerits. Or if the chair of your committee feels that you have not been performing adequately to your duties, you get assigned a demerit as well. So that holds members accountable for not only their presence, but also for the quality of their work. And what we really want is quality initiatives from each and every one of our members.
Okay, good. So this just kind of holds everyone accountable. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us, Ben, tonight. And that is all for this edition of SA Today. Tune in tomorrow for CitrusTV News live at 6. We'll be back next week. I'm Leslie King, and have a great night, Syracuse.